Okay. I'm gonna be so fucking awkward. Okay. I put my foundation on because my face is literally a different color, but you could just do your BB cream or whatever, slap it on. So I'm using a sponge, totally soaked, and then I wring out the water with like a paper towel or like a towel, and then we're good to go. And I just put my concealer and everything on. So now I'm gonna put on my powder. The powder is just translucent. So I'm just gonna get my brush like packed with it kind of. And then I go on my eyelids first because my eyelids, if they are fucking, I'm gonna try not to swear in this, but you know me, sticky, I don't like the feel. And I powder over my eyebrows because that makes it easier to do your eyebrows. And then I take more and I go under my eyes only, like that, and a little bit on my forehead and the excess over there. I don't go over here or up here because you're putting bronzer on anyways. So next I go to my bronzer. I took this out just for you. And I have just like this brush. I don't love this brush. If it was shorter and denser, this is like the perfect like contouring and bronzing brush because you could use it for both. And I'll show you. So for bronzing, I start with my forehead. I swirl it around. And this bronzer is easier to use, like go little by little at first, but it blends out better. So I just do this for my forehead because I have the 5 head, obviously. And I do that. So if you're contouring, you have to do a little bit of bronzing everywhere where the sun would hit so you don't look stupid. And then I go on my nose just like messily. I don't contour my nose, like it's pretty narrow, so that'd be stupid. Just, yeah, like that. And then I go on my eyelids. This is how it looks like I have eyeshadow. So I take the corner of the brush and do that. And then I just messily do that because then it just looks like a contour when I put my other eyeshadow on. So with contouring my cheeks, that's the rest I do. And I do that to my chest, obviously, because I'm always a different color. So I do the corner of the brush like this. That, and I remember where I have it. I know you know the rule probably right there, but really I just kind of do this. This brush makes it easy to contour. I know obviously this is like me doing it for many years and just knowing how to do it, but yeah, it looks crazy when you just have this on. Like, you'll probably be like, oh, I messed up, but there's a trick after. So just keep doing that until you have it. This side's harder for me, my left side. And honestly, it's not gonna be totally perfectly blended out. Like, obviously that's pretty good, but that's my whole trick in a second. So then, if I put too much powder on ever, like if I accidentally did, but I like how my skin feels right now, this is my trick that I wanted to explain. I always go back in with my wet sponge. I know you're not supposed to put liquids over powder, but this is not what that is. This is just gonna make your makeup kind of sticky again and blend out the bronzer. But usually, unless I mess up at this point, I don't touch it yet with the sponge. So now, I don't know if you do blush, but I do blush, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just taking whatever blush I want today. So then, this is where I need that sponge technique, because blush is really hard to blend out. Even if you put too much blush on, like sometimes when I use certain colors, it does that, but this is seeming okay right now, but I always, depending on what I want to look like, I guess, I don't know. Okay, good enough. So kind of I do this like thing in between everything on my face. Like all the color bits, like the bronzer, blush, and highlight. So now I for sure do this. I do this every time after blush. I go like this gently and kind of blend out the edges to my bronzer. Even go over top. It's not gonna like do anything to it except make it more. Oh, that sounded weird. Oh my god. Okay. That's good enough. And then so my highlighter, I only have my highlighter in here right now because I'm weird and I actually don't have an actual highlighter right now except in this whole big thing. So I take it. This brush I don't recommend using. Like this one I just had and I've been using it for like months now because I'm too annoyed to find one or buy one. So then I like to pinpoint it. Like a lot of people use one of those fan brushes and just do that or whatever, which is fine for some, but this makes it look more pinpointed in my mind. I don't know. Like I like a lot though, but like any highlighter you use, this works. Like I know you wanted to use the more natural ones, but so I blend it out as much as I can with this brush. This brush kind of sucks. Any brush will not blend it out totally for my liking. Like you probably see me when I go out and stuff with like intense blush, which I don't care. We're drinking and we're in dark rooms, but like for an everyday thing, this is my like highlighter, which is pretty intense, but whatever. And then I like to highlight there, here, and then I do just on the sides of my tip of my nose because I like to like bring my nose out more because it's so like narrow. I have like the opposite problem to some people. So I do that. And then I do here. And it will not look blended until the one step. So I do that, like I put a lot on. Then I take my sponge again. Right there, always, I don't want to like make it look powdery, so I push harder. So there. And then my nose, I gently do it. And then there, I gently do it. And then here, I do it. And it just looks more blended. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if you could tell, but it just does. And it all looks more uniform. And sometimes I go back over with my blush or don't even put more on. I just do that just to, because you already have like the edges blended out and that's just topping it up. Okay, so this is the part where I wanted to show you. So I have my two sprays. I shake them. Sometimes setting sprays bubble, I find. Like this one's fine and this one's fine. This one I like because it's more expensive. It is freaking so expensive, but it's so worth it. Like I use all cheap products except this one pretty much, I think. Because the sprayer on it's good because you do not want one that like jolts out and like sprays it unevenly. This one has a really even sprayer on it. And that's why I like these because it has an aerosol like spray, like a hairspray almost. So it's like, but not a hairspray obviously, but like it's even. Because I have some like setting sprays and like dewy skin mists that like jolt and like just squirt me in the face here and it leaves a dot all day long, so that's annoying. So what I do is my face is fine, like you could, this is all people do, well more than what people do, but this actually like I will notice if I've done this or not. Like if I forgot to like set my face with my spray, now I don't ever not do it, but when I was like working at Shoppers full time, I would notice like my skin just looked dull and like tight. I don't know. Like it was just like, ugh. And then if I did this, like my skin would look luminous and like, but it would sit there, it would stay. Cause like a lot of luminizing products, you, it like takes it away, but this is what makes it last. So, okay, so it's all done. So if you noticed, I sprayed a lot. So right away, go back into your sponge, gently tap everywhere. Gently. Do this. And then you'll feel it drying. It feels really wet, but just know it's okay. Then you take this, do that. Oh, don't wave it. I always do that by accident, but do this first. Your skin is gonna feel so sticky, but it's gonna last. It's not gonna feel super sticky. I shouldn't say that, but you're not used to wearing makeup, so it's gonna feel wet and weird. So just do that. And so that's my tip on this part. So that took 10 minutes. That's not that bad.